So I'm getting ready to go see DC's League of Superpets. Now, the trailers really didn't do anything for me. I'm like, oh, looks interesting. Looks like there'll be some funny jokes. But when this movie was first announced, I did think it was going to be the Justice League's Superpets. Whether that was Ace the Bat Hound, which is in here, but I don't think he's the Bat Hound yet. I mean, I forget who else is pets for the Justice League. I've never read those. And I thought maybe it'll be like kind of like Krypto the Superdog was years ago on Cartoon Network, which I did watch on occasion, and that was actually entertaining. But the trailers really didn't do much for me. I'm like, okay, interesting. Some laughs, but I knew I was going to see it because, oh my gosh, it's a superhero movie, and I love superheroes, and I love DC, and I love Marvel. I love them more. Big surprise, I'm going to go see this movie. So I'm hoping it's better than I'm expecting because it has gotten pretty good reviews overall. People who weren't expecting anything from it seem to actually have enjoyed it somewhat. Now, I know it's not made for me. It's made for families and for younger kids. But that doesn't mean I can't go in and have fun with it too. Because I'm not one of these guys that'll boo everything or, you know, degrade the movie-going experience for others. So I'm going to go in. Hopefully I'll enjoy this. Like the voice cast that I know of for the most part. Yeah, so like I said, not really expecting much, just hoping that it'll at least give me some chuckles and I'll be happy that I actually saw it and won't end up regretting it. I usually don't with these superhero movies. But whatever I think, I'll let you know when I get out. I'll see you then. With any video that I do, I try to be transparent about why I feel a certain way. Whether it's this was the first thing I saw, so that's why I have a special connection to it. The circumstances surrounding when I saw something, maybe the audience wasn't good, so that left a bad taste in my mouth. I try to be obvious about these things because I want you to understand why I think the way I do. Well, I got really nervous as I started watching DC League of Superpets, because I had a crowd of people coming right behind me, sit down, and the kids started talking. Now, I know it's a kids' movie, and I was expecting that, but there weren't that many kids until they came in. So they're talking through the beginning of the movie. I mean, right off the bat, there's an image of Krypto, and they're like, oh, he's so cute. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, good grief. Is this the way it's going to be through the entire movie? Because if it is, I am going to not enjoy this movie, and I'm going to regret it. Well, I don't think they talked through the movie, or if they did, I blocked it, because League of Super Pets is so much better than it has any right to be, or more than I expected it to be. I mean, it's funny, it's creative, it's engaging, it's actually got a lot of heart to it, and yes, the story is a type of story we've seen before, learning to work together as a team. I mean, that's basically superhero 101 when it comes to team-ups. Yeah, don't trust somebody, then you do. That's, like I said, that's superhero 101 for comic books, comic movies, whatever. But this movie is actually just really fun, really engaging, and there's so much more in it than just for kids. I mean, yes, the bulk of it is for the kids, and they will definitely really enjoy this movie. And it's not as deep for adults as, say, maybe a Pixar movie can be. But I had fun with it. I mean, I went in expecting not much, so that might have helped. But it ended up being entertaining. Now, there were moments and there were jokes that I'm like, oh, good grief, are we doing this again? Are they seriously doing this? Because I just was like, okay, that's just either a dumb joke, and I don't know why you did it that way, or do we really need to see this again? For example, it's at the very beginning of the movie. We see Krypton explode again, though we see it from a different perspective. But point being, I'm like, do we really need to see Krypton exploding again? It's like seeing Batman's parents die for the umpteenth time, or Uncle Ben dying for the umpteenth time. But I'm like, okay, let's see what they do. There's a few other jokes in here that they do again and again. It's like, for me, they didn't quite work. For others, they did. That I'm not going to mention. if you see the movie, you'll have some idea of what I'm talking about, because they relate directly to the Superman lore, directly to Superman movies. Things that Superman does end up happening to Krypto in this film, or Krypto has his own version of it. Let's just say Fortress of Solitude. That's all I'm going to say. But it is creative. It is kind of funny, some of the things they look at from a dog's perspective versus what a human thinks. Like, all about proposing. You know, to a dog, it's losing your best friend. But to humans, to us, it's gaining another friend. It's gaining another partner. And actually, that makes complete sense now that I said it, thinking about it. It's like Krypto's realizing he needs to get another partner. And, you know, there's more to life than just him and Superman doing their own thing. But what about the voice cast? Well, I'm just going to say overall, I cannot remember every voice that is in this. They're all really good. They bring out character in all the animals. The turtle's funny. I mean, the pig is... I can't describe every single one of them, but I mean, the pig is funny at times. And then you've got the squirrel, which I do remember there being a pet squirrel. I don't remember what pets belong to what superheroes, like if these were actually the pets from the comics of Superpets. I don't know. Don't hate me. I do know Krypto and I do know Ace. But the voices in general were funny and great. And I thought the guest stars that they got were really... I couldn't believe some of the guest stars they got. Like, Alfred Molina's in here, very briefly. You got Ben Schwartz, voices one of the characters, which now I can hear him in everything. I didn't realize just how much he's in. I forget who else I remember hearing. But, yeah, I couldn't believe the star power they actually got behind this. The animation style itself, I thought it worked for the pets. It worked for most of the Justice League, but I'm sorry. The cyborg design threw me off. I think it was mainly the afro. Just did not work for me. Aquaman, I think they were going more the Jason Momoa route, but still, it didn't vibe very well with me. Flash was fine. I was completely fine that they had Cruz, I forget what her first name is, as a Green Lantern. That was kind of neat that they put that in there. But I loved the Wonder Woman design. I thought the Batman design was great. The Superman design was great. Lois's look was good. The pets were really good the way they looked. John Krasinski as Superman, that was a good choice. Keanu Reeves, yeah, he's Batman. And it was amusing listening to him voice that character. I'd almost like to see another movie, maybe an Ace the Bat-Hand film with Keanu Reeves voicing Batman more, because that would just be fun, I think. But the main standout for me are Kate McKinnon, who voices Lulu, the villain of this piece. And she is just having so much fun, clearly, playing this hamster veal. Sorry, that just popped in my head, you know, from Lilo and Stitch. But anyway, why is it the hamsters are always the villains? I don't know. But she was Lex Luthor's pet, she thinks. I mean, she was belonging to Lex Luthor, but what she really was, you'll have to see the movie to find out. But hearing Kate McKinnon, she was perfect for this movie. I would love to see her do more villain roles, even if it's just voicing, because clearly she's having a lot of fun, and she really brings out the evil in these characters. I'm not saying she's evil. She's great. I'm sure she's great. She seems to be really funny in the movies I've seen her in, like Ghostbusters. Yes, I like that Ghostbusters. Don't hate me. But yeah, she was a lot of fun. I loved every moment she came on. Just to hear her voice come out of this hamster and just to hear her plans, it was very amusing to me. She was definitely one of the best performances in here. Then, of course, you've got Kevin Hart's Ace the Bat-Hound. That took me a little bit getting used to, because I guess I just, in my head, I felt like Ace should have a darker, deeper voice, you know, to match Batman's. Plus, I also still was thinking a little bit about the Krypto the Superdog TV show and that version of Ace, or the Ace we got in Batman Beyond. But, you know, he works, and he actually has a good backstory. He has a really interesting backstory to it, and he works overall. And then, of course, you got The Rock voicing Krypto. What can I say? The Rock, even if something he's in isn't good, he's usually pretty good in it. But this, yeah, he works for Krypto. He has a lot of fun with this, it seems. I have a feeling this was made a lot for his kids he did it for. Who knows? But clearly he's having fun with it, and he's doing the best he can with some material that might not work, but for the material that really, really works, which is most of the film, he just nails it. He's just on. And, I mean, there was definitely a lot more story to this movie than I expected. There was things about, I thought Krypto would be using his powers a lot more, but there's a reason he doesn't, and that kind of surprised me. I mean, yes, there's lessons in this movie, lessons that we've heard a million times about working together, you know, doing what needs to be done, all these things. But there are lessons and there's stories that you don't mind hearing again and again because they're true and they work. I do like when they go the alternate animation route and show some other backstories or some other scenes in a different animation style to kind of make them stand out. Specifically when Ace and Batman are doing their thing at one point, explaining why they are the way they are. I love the scene, seeing all the Justice League members get their pets, and then the pets getting their own team together by the end. I will say there is a post-credit scene, which I didn't know about at the time, so I left, and I only saw it online just now. So yeah, there is a post-credit scene. But yeah, I thought this movie was actually really good. I would recommend seeing it. Maybe not at evening prices, except if you don't have kids and you want to try and go when kids are less likely to be there, then yeah, you go in the evening. But yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie overall. Like I said, it's a lot better than I expected. It had a lot more charm to it than I expected. So yeah, I can recommend this movie. I think I will give this movie a, you know, I think I'm going to go Sidekick, because it's definitely not the worst animated movie I've ever seen. There's others that are way worse, but at the same point, it's not the best. There are moments that don't work. There are things about it that clearly are more for kids. It's clearly more of a family-friendly film. It's made to get kids interested in superheroes if they're not already, which in this day and age, who isn't interested in superheroes, at least at some point in their young lives? Yeah, I mean, is it for the long-time DC fans? Maybe not. It might not be for you. And then I would recommend watching it when it comes out on HBO. If you have kids, yeah, definitely worth going to see with them. They'll have a fun time. You'll have a fun time. You won't mind seeing it on loop if they love it. So yeah. By this point, have you seen DC League of Super Pets? If so, what did you think of it? Like I always say, am I totally wrong? Am I off base? Do you totally disagree? Or am I not giving this movie enough praise? And what were your expectations going into it? Whatever the case, don't forget to comment down below. And don't forget to drop us or drop me a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. There's going to be plenty of fandom stuff here at the university to come, from reviews to just talking about stories, comics, movies, what have you. There's plenty of stuff here that I'm sure if you're a fan of anything, you'll find something here that you like. So, until our next review, remember, enjoy what you love, read what you love, and let's all work for a better fandom. I'll see you next time.